Hi everyone, my name's Olivia and today I will be talking about my role as a trainee solicitor and a day in the life of a trainee. So I'm a trainee solicitor and what that actually means is I'm just a solicitor in training. So the way the profession works is that you spend 2 years training in different departments before you qualify as a regulated solicitor at the end of those 2 years. And I work for Clifford Chance, which is a law firm in Canary Wharf. And the way that Clifford Chance does the training contract is that it splits the 2 years into 4 6-month rotations, and each rotation is in a different department. So as a trainee, you get to experience 4 different departments within the law firm before you choose one to qualify into. In terms of qualifications that you need to become a trainee solicitor, so you do need a university degree, but it doesn't have to be a degree in law. So I studied law at UCL, but equally I have colleagues who did sports science, who did music, who did chemistry or history. So it can be really anything that you enjoy doing at university. And then following your degree, before you start your training contract, there is some professional qualifications that you do need to complete. And those are practical kind of law qualifications, but they are organised and paid for by Clifford Chance or by some law firms. So that's really good because you don't need to organise those. Once you have your training contract, everything from then on is organised and arranged for by the law firm. In terms of what my role actually involves, so I mainly provide support for the larger teams. So that can be support in terms of doing legal research, assisting with drafting documents, organizational management, so following up with clients on documents which need to be received, documents which need to be signed, specific conditions which need to be satisfied before loans can be given, or before deals can close, or before, for example, aircrafts can be transferred and delivered. So my role is a mixture of lots of different things. I do some kind of what's known as black letter law, so that's the legal research and reading cases, but equally there's a lot of project management and real responsibility given in terms of contact with clients. In terms of a typical day, I'm going to caveat this by saying my typical day has changed a lot since lockdown, but usually I would commute into the office and either go to the gym or go to an exercise class, and then after that I would go to my desk and log in. And what I tend to do is the day before I write a to-do list of things which need to be done the next day, and then once I've logged on, I go through all my emails I've received overnight and then adjust and amend my to-do list accordingly. So if deadlines have been pushed back, then things can change priority, or if additional items need to be satisfied before or early in the morning, for example, those things get added to my to-do list, and that just really sets me up for the day and helps me keep organized. So for example, today I'll be doing some legal research this morning, and then following that I've got some client calls which I need to follow up on, and conditions which need to be ticked off. So for example, those are items on a checklist which need to be satisfied before an aircraft can be delivered. So those are things like making sure we have local counsel legal opinions on foreign companies, making sure we have corporate documents, so those are board resolutions, allowing members of the company to be signing documents on behalf of the company. So I've got some of those to draft, and then I need to send out what's called a signing email. So in a deal, you have an email which basically lists all the documents and attaches documents which need to be signed, and provides the client with some very clear signing instructions to ensure that the executed version of the document, that's the signed version, is valid. Then I usually try and take a lunch break, and I'll meet up with my friends and we will have lunch either in the restaurant or go outside of the office. And then again, in the afternoon, I'll tick off everything else that I have on my to-do list. And at the end of the day, I'll make a to-do list for the next day and check in with my supervisor to see if there's any extra work that needs to be done. In terms of hours that I work, I usually log in around 9 o'clock and then we'll log out anywhere between 7 and 9 on a daily basis. Sometimes it is a lot later, but people are really understanding, and if you've worked really long hours, then they do try and cut back your workload just to give you that extra balance. In terms of the skills which I actually use, those are a lot of skills that you already have. So that's time management, good organization skills, self-discipline, self-motivation, just the willingness to learn and the willingness to help other people really goes a long way. And I would definitely say communication skills are really important. So that's keeping people informed of deadlines that you might have for others, any training sessions you've got coming up if you don't think you'll be able to meet a deadline, or if you have extra kind of capacity to help out. That's really, really appreciated with everyone. And I would say those are all transferable skills which you already have or you're working on. So definitely the organization and the communication skills are the two main things which I would suggest working on throughout your time as a student, as a university student, and definitely early stages of your career.